Welcome here to Toronto in the Rogers Center. We have game 3 of this series between the Chicago Cubs and Toronto Blue Jays. This is the finale of this 3-game set. The Blue Jays took game 1 5-1. The Cubs turned around and took game 2 5-1. Owen Cassey making the big news, getting called up from AAA, a top 10 prospect for the Cubs and top 50 overall in the MLB. He's slotted to play DH tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. First pitch, getting ready for first pitch here soon. Expected to start in the next couple minutes. And with that, let's take a look at some starting lineups for both teams tonight. First, for the visitors, the Chicago Cubs. Starting off, Michael Busch playing first base, leading off, as he's done for a good chunk of the season. Ian Happ and Kyle Tucker follow him, playing left and right field. Carson Kelly, Owen Cassey, again making his MLB debut. Kelly's playing catcher, Cassey's DHing. Horner, Castro, Swanson, and Shaw follow at second, center, short, and third, with Matthew Boyd getting the start tonight. For the Blue Jays, Schneider, Clement, and Guerrero round out the first three, playing left, second, and DHing. Bichette, France, and Barger running out the 4-3-6 at short, first, and third. And then Straw, Heineman, and Loperfido rounding out the final 9 at center, catcher, and right field. We are set for first pitch here in Toronto. Michael Busch steps into the batter's box, and we are all ready to go here. We are set for the rubber match of this 3-game series. Max Scherzer is on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays, 41 years of age. And his check set and first pitch is a high fly ball, hit pretty well, right center field. Straw go back on the track and will make the catch on the track for the first out. And that is how he gets started in this afternoon ball cap. Max Scherzer, 41 years old, 18th MLB season. He's a 3-time Cy Young Award winner back in 2013, 2016, and 2017. In 11 career starts versus the Cubs, he has a 2.82 ERA. So we're pretty good against the Cubs, and for the Cubs, going to try and hope they can hit him. All right, here's Ian Happ. First pitch to him is a fastball right down the middle for strike one. Cubs were able to strike first. Ended up winning 5-1 last night. Here's the 0-1 from Scherzer. Pop fly left side. Coming into Schneider. He will make the catch for the second out. So 2 flyouts for the Cubs against Scherzer. With 2 away, that will bring up Kyle Tucker. Our keys to the game, showtime. Back on track, and Ernest goes deep. For the Cubs, just got to be pretty good, and the pitching has not been all that bad. I mean, honestly, 6 earned runs, and the Blue Jays have also let up 6 earned runs. The defense and the hitting and the pitching and the hitting. Sorry, there's a first pitch fastball to Tucker, missing low and in for ball 1. Pitching and the defense and the hitting needs to continue improving. Tucker, 18 home runs on the season. Check swing fouls off that fastball. 1-on-1 on him. Scherzer 5 pitches into this outing this afternoon. After his first start of the season, he dealt with an injury, and that kept him out until June, so there's some cutting action. That's a called strike at the top of the zone. Cutter nipping the top of the zone. Here's the 1-2. That's off to play with a change up. 2-2 now. Scherzer bound to be a first ballot Hall of Famer with what he's been able to do. 3,000 strikeout club. Has a World Series. There's the 2-2. Fouls it off. Still battling. World Series, of course, was with Washington. Owen Cassey in the hole. Again, making his Major League debut and getting a pretty easy go for it debut, starting off as DH. And he mashed over 20 home runs in AAA this season. Here's the 2-2. Line drive pulled foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the first in Toronto. Scoreless in the rubber match of this 3-game set between the Cubs and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays took game 1, 5-1. Cubs took game 2, 5-1. It's 2-2. Ground ball hit towards second. Clement backhands it, flips over the first, and that's the third out. Cubs go down in order 1-2-3 to the bottom of the first. We go in Toronto. Scoreless on game 3 of this rubber match. Welcome back to Toronto, bottom of the first. Blue Jays coming at the bat. Cubs went down in order 1-2-3, and I kept saying 5-1 was the final last night. It was actually 4-1. Apologies about that. Cubs won 4-1, and unfortunate news, Miguel Amaya. Remember last night he was carted off the field. At that time, it was some issue with the lower body. It was a lower left leg issue, but the Cubs reported he is going on the IL. X-rays were negative last night. As Boyd steps in, first pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Dan Schneider. Real quick, Boyd, a 6th-round pick by the Blue Jays in 2013 and 1.79 ERA over the last 13 starts and only 1 home run allowed over the last 8. Schneider gets a fastball up and in on his hands. He fouls it off. Amaya is on the IL. X-rays are negative, and Craig Counsell reported that it was a lower left ankle sprain. So, unsure if Amaya's going to be back on the MLB roster and play a game this season, but if not, hopefully he recovers for hopefully a fully healthy 2026 campaign. Boyd's last pitch was up and away for a ball. The 1-2. Checked his swing, appeal to first. Does not go, and it's 2-2 now. That was a curve missing just a hair off the plate inside. And replay might have been a break for the Blue Jays. A 2-2, and Boyd gets him swinging anyways on the changeup for round number 1. So first strikeout of the day for Matthew Boyd. Cade Horton picked up 9 of those last night. Did his job. Freddie Clement up next. First pitch to him. She fouled it off. On one on Clement. Foul ball. 0-2 now. Clement versus this season versus lefty, 345 average, 6 home runs. That's versus lefties this season. The 0-2, that's fouled off. Nice, beautiful day in Toronto. The roof is open. The 0-2. Fair foul again. 4 straight fouls to begin the at-bat. Boyd checks, sets, and the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Boyd on that changeup. And with 2 outs, that'll bring Vladdy Jr. ERA leader since May 28th. Matthew Boyd, 1.79. That's 0.06 off from being 2 full points better than Paul Skeens. Obviously, it doesn't help that for Paul that his last start against Milwaukee was just a domination. There's a first pitch strike for Vladdy. Vladdy, 299 average, 19 home runs and 65 RBIs. His average dipped just below 300 after the game last night. A 1 ground ball hit towards Swanson. He backhands it. He'll throw the first in time. That's a 1-2-3 first for Boyd. Well, to the second in Toronto, scoreless in Game 3 of this 3-game set. Welcome back to Toronto. Top of the second inning in Chicago. The Cubs and Blue Jays scoreless after 2 1-2-3 first innings for these pitchers. Max Scherzer against Carson Kelly. Owen Cassie. We talked about him a little bit earlier before the game started, making his major league debut. He is on deck. First pitch from Carson Kelly is a fastball in an inside corner, fouled off. Strike 1. Kelly, 273 average, 13 home runs, 38 RBIs. Just played his 80th game for the Cubs last night. Or 2 nights ago, the 0-1 curve, and that's a ball, so it's 1-1. That pitch definitely caught the bottom of the zone, but it's rolled the ball. Scherzer got through the first in 10 pitches. Here's the 1-1. Line drive right at Bichette, and that's out number 1. So, that being said, that's going to bring up Owen Cassie making his major league debut. Big opportunity here to show the Cubs what he's made of. Cassie, he is from the Toronto area. 289 average, 22 home runs, 52 RBIs with the Iowa Cubs. He's the 45th ranked prospect according to the pipeline. And he'll fly this one out towards left center field in the gap. And what a catch from Dan Snyder. A first pitch line drive, and Dan Schneider robs Owen Cassie on a diving catch for the second out. It was a fastball up. He got some good one on it. Schneider got a good jump and jumped and leaped and made the catch. That's just good defense out there in left center field. Max Scherzer's pumped up. Cassie hit the ball hard, though. There's Nico Horner, first pitch in, fastball catches in, enter third for a strike. Schneider's pretty good defensively out there in left field. Bit of a different lineup for defensively for the Blue Jays tonight. Similar with the Cubs. Here's the 0-1. Foul ball, it's 0-2 now. That ball gets by Schneider. Cassie most likely has a triple. Here's the 0-2 to Horner. Fly ball, center field. Straw goes back into the shadow. Makes the catch for the third out. Another quick 1-2-3 inning for Scherzer to the bottom of the second to go in Toronto. Scoreless in Game 3 of this 3-game set. Welcome back here to Toronto, the rubber match of this 3-game set. Oh, if you just missed it, Owen Cassie had a line drive out towards left center, but Dan Schneider making a leaping, diving catch to rob Owen of his first Major League career hits. Family had a pretty funny reaction as the first pitch to Bichette from Boyd is a fastball up on the way for ball 1. So very close, and that probably would have been a triple if it did get past Schneider. There's a pop fly, first base side. Horner calls off Bush and makes the catch for the first out. So, but Boyd and Scherzer getting some weak contacts besides the line drive towards the gap from Cassie. 1 out. That's going to bring up Ty France. Not playing the game last night. Played in a game, in the first game of this series. I should say he did get a plate appearance last night, but not come in defensively. Miles Straw took over for him as he fouls out the first pitch fastball. 0-1 count on France. 1 out in the bottom of the second here in Toronto. 2:26 local time in Illinois. Another fastball up and in on the hands. France fouls it off. 3:26 local time in Canada, in Toronto. Just across from Buffalo. Not quite directly across, but across the same body of water. It's 0-2 on France to pitch. Fastball a hair up and a hair away. It's 1-2 now. France hitting .262 on the season. Here's the 1-2. Check the swing. And the home plate umpire says he went, and that's strikeout number 2 for Matthew Boyd, or 3 for Matthew Boyd, and that is out number 2 in the inning. Oh, Cade had 9 strikeouts last night. That was a career high. And Boyd has 3 tonight, or this afternoon. So here's the first pitch to Addison Barger. Slider to the top of the zone, that's a strike, 0-1. Boyd gets the sign. Here's the 0-1 to Barger. Rolled away with a slider, 1-1 now. Sure, Cassie's going to get his first major league knock in this game. Here's the 1-1. Fastball at the knees. That's a strike, 1-2 now. Boyd making quick work of this 4, 5, 6 hitters so far. Boyd gets his sign. Comes set. Here's a check and the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Boyd through the first 6. To the third, we go in Toronto. Scoreless on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back to Toronto, top of the third. Yeah, career strikeouts, Nolan Ryan, obviously that's a record that's never going to be even close to being broken. Max Scherzer's 11th in MLB history at 3,456. He has a good end to the season as there's a line drive towards right center from Castro, and it is caught by Miles Straw on the warning track. Second hardest line out for the Cubs tonight, or this afternoon. Bush got under one in the leadoff spot and kind of flew out to the warning track. This one was hit on the knob, or on the barrel, sorry. Straw in the shadow of the roof makes the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Dansby Swanson. 251 average this season. First pitch to him is a strike and outside corner. Pretty good location from Scherzer. Scherzer about to deliver pitch number 20. Here's the 0-1. High fly ball, left center field. Straw, it'll drop on front of Straw. And heading to second is Swanson. I think that might have been misplayed. Regardless, that's going to be a double for Dansby Swanson with 1 out, and that's the first hit of the game for either team. And look at Miles Straw. He actually played it pretty well. He went back after he realized he couldn't cut it off and make the catch. So good defense there, but Swanson has a 1-out double for Matt Shaw now. An iron-hole hitter with a chance to drive him in. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss on the fastball, strike 1. Last night, Matt Shaw, the game-winning home run. It was a solo shot in the 6th inning. It was 1-0 at the time. It made it 2-0. The Blue Jays did get 1 run, so Michael Busch's home run earlier in the game was not the game winner. As Shaw swings through a curve, it's 0-2 now. 10 home runs for Shaw, 31 RBIs in our season, a 2.28 average, 85 games. With post All-Star break, he's been mashing the baseball around and out of the park. Here's the 0-2. Pop fly right side, that's going to go foul. 23 pitches for Scherzer in this outing so far, through 2 1/3. Matthew Boyd has 4 strikeouts on the day, 2 in each of the first 2 innings. Here's the 0-2. Chases at a pitch well out the plate, fouls it off. Scherzer, no strikeouts. Gosman have limited strikeout numbers last night. Horton pounded the strike zone and got a lot of strikes. She had a no-hitter and perfect game about halfway through. The 0-2. Foul tip into the glove. That's out number 2. First strikeout for Scherzer. And out of the first 9, 8 of them are retired. All right, back to the top of the order. Good pitch, breaking ball, tight curve or slider, and Shaw just reaches out for it and unable to foul it off. So here's Michael Busch, flew out into the warning track last time. Scherzer comes set, the pitch. Curve at the top of the zone, that's a strike. Scherzer has now thrown a quarter-century pitches from 26 after that pitch, but he's thrown a quarter-century pitches at this point. Scherzer gets the sign. The call, I should say, to 0-1. That's fouled off with a home plate umpire. Chris Siegel says he's fine. Last night, 101.4 miles per hour, 44-degree launch angle, the highest home run hit by a Cub this season, 144 feet apex, 356 feet on the distance. And that was by Michael Busch. And again, the highest home run hit by a Cub via launch angle this season. Scherzer waits for a while, gets the 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, powered the fastball by him. Cubs get a 1-out double with Swanson, but don't score. To the bottom third, we go in Toronto. Scoreless. Welcome back here to Toronto, bottom of the third. It was been a lot of 1, 2, 3 innings. Matthew Boyd, our memorable moment back in 2015, made his MLB debut here in Toronto with the Blue Jays. Went 6 2/3, gave 9 hits, 4 earned runs, did not walk anyone, and struck out 7. He is back on the mound here in Toronto with the Cubs this time. He struck out 4 the first 6 he's faced. First pitch to Strauss, a pop fly in the infield. Horner calls off everyone, and that's a quick first out. That means setting up Taylor Heineman, starting catcher for the Cubs tonight, this afternoon. Boyd checks, sets, first pitch. Fastball to play for ball 1. Heineman hitting .339 on the season. Here's the 1-0. That's inside 2-0. Boyd gets the sign. The 2-0. Curveball, top of the zone, not to strike. 2-1 now. Heineman will ask for his one allotted timeout. That was Boyd's 26th pitch. He's now past the quarter-century pitches in his outing. Here's the 2-1 from Boyd to Heineman. Fly ball right side, out of play at 2-2 now. Boyd's command tonight, this afternoon, has looked really stellar so far. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball hit towards the hole. That'll get past the diving glove of Bush and into right, and that's the first hit of the game for the Blue Jays. The 8-hole hitter doing it just like Swanson, getting up the first hit of the game. Swanson, the 8-hole hitter for the Cubs, got a double on the top of this inning. The 8-hole hitter Heineman getting a single in the bottom of this inning. And now each team has a hit. I'll ring up Luperfido. Lefty-lefty action. First pitch from Boyd. Fastball, that's off the plate for ball 1. Luperfido in 28 games, .372 average, 3 homers, and 10 RBIs. Good stats and limited appearances, but he's making the most of it. Along with Taylor Heineman. Boyd to 1-0. Ground ball rolled towards second. Flipped on the short. Swanson to turn. Double play. 4-6-3. That'll do it for the third. To the fourth we go in Toronto. Scoreless in the rubber match for this 3-game set. Welcome back here to Toronto. Double play. Horner to Swanson to Bush. And that is how we ended the third inning. We're in the fourth inning now. Max Scherzer back on the mound. Phase 2, 3, and 4, which is Happ, Tucker, and Kelly on Cassie, the 4-hole hitter in that lineup, in this order. And this group coming up, here's the first pitch from Scherzer to Happ. Fastball pulled hard. Nice scoop by France. He'll slip on the bag himself, and that's a 1-pitch, 1-out to begin this fourth. Scherzer will have to deliver his 30th pitch of the game, and he's already through 3 1/3. Only 1 strikeout. Boyd has 4. 1 hit allowed by each pitcher. It's been a really good start for the pitching and for the defense for both teams. First pitch to Tucker. That changeup is high for ball 1. You typically see that a lot during day games after a night game. The pitchers are a lot better than the offense, especially when all the games in the series have, at this point in time, have been at night. There's a hard ground ball right to Clement. He'll grab it, throw to first. 3 pitches, 2 outs for Scherzer. A located changeup there with 2 gone. Another ring up Carson Kelly, who's hitless this afternoon. 0 for 1. Two gone, with 2 gone, that's going to bring up Kelly, who's hitless this afternoon. The first pitch to him. Or with a curve, 1-0. Kelly line out on his last at bat. Bo Bichette. Hitting .272 on the season. The 1-0. So it's 2-0 now. Scherzer gets the call. Here's the 2-0. Pulled that fastball again. It's 3-0 now on Kelly. 34 pitches for Scherzer. He's worked through 3 2/3. 1 strikeout, no walks for either pitcher. Danger of logging his first man here. The 3-0. Inside, ball 4. And that'll bring up Owen Cassie with a chance to hit with a runner on base. Line out to left center in his first Major League at bat. He has a chance to do something here. Owen's the first Canadian-born Cub to make his MLB debut in Canada, and I completely apologize to Owen and his family. He is not from the Toronto area, he's from Ontario. Inside Owen in, 1-0. Good eye from Owen. Owen is from Burlington, Ontario. Not be surprised if he likes some hockey too. Here's the 1-0. Curve fell off from Cassie. It's 1-1 now. .37 pitches for Scherzer tonight and this afternoon. I keep saying tonight because I'm so used to the night games. Owen's family awaiting. Hoping he does something well. Here's the 1-1. That's popped up left side. Schneider, who made the diving catch against him in his first at bat, will make the standing up catch in his second at bat. To the bottom of the fourth we go in Toronto. Scoreless in the rubber match. Welcome back to Toronto. The ERA leaders this season for the National League: Paul Skeens at 2.13. He's in first. Matthew Boyd in second at 2.40. And Andrew Abbott at 2.41. And a couple Phillies: Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler, running out the final five at 2.45 and 2.68 respectively. And Boyd working on a shutout, so is Max Scherzer. Boyd has faced the minimum so far. Got a double play ball in the bottom of the third, so has allowed him to face the minimum. So here's as Dan Snyder will be up next. For the Blue Jays, 0 for 1 today. Boyd gets the call. Here's the first pitch. Get me over curve for a strike. Good pitch from Matthew Boyd. Schneider struck out in his last at bat. He's had a couple nice plays out in the outfield. Here's a foul ball. It's 0-2 now. Especially the one against Owen Gassy, robbing of his first major league hit and his first major league at bat and his first major league pitch he's seen. 0-2 now on Schneider. Boyd had 32 pitches through 3 complete innings. Here's the 0-2. Nice changeup, but no offer from Schneider. That one missed low for ball 1. Excellently located. Just a good eye from Dan. 1-2, high fly ball, left center field. Castro goes back and on the dirt. Makes the catch for the first out. Schneider couldn't quite get all of that one. Flies out just to the beginning of the warning track, and with 1 out, that's going to bring up Ernie Clement. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Boyd has 4 of them through the first 3 in the third. First pitch to Clement. High fly ball right field. Tucker goes back a little bit. He'll step on under it and make the catch. And a quick 2 outs for Matthew Boyd. With 2 outs, I was going to bring up Vladdy. He's hitless tonight. This afternoon, I keep saying tonight. Rounded out to the to the shortstop, Dansby Swanson. Boyd gets the call. Here's the first pitch. Curveball inside ball 1 nearly hits Vladdy's back knee. Here's the 1-0. That's a foul ball, 1-1. Might have got a piece of Kelly. Roof is open here at Rogers Center. The CN Tower, located right next to the ballpark. Excellent view from the top of that. Kelly waves back, the trainer. Says he's good. Unsure where he got hit, never got a replay of it, but definitely got hit by that foul ball. Here is the 1-1 from Boyd. Low and away with a changeup, 2-1 now. Oh, yeah, but you just got a replay and you got hit where you do not want to be hit as a man. Here's a 2-1. Flare to right center field. Tucker's going to go out there to make the catch for the third out. Another quick 1-2-3 inning. To the 5th we go in Toronto. Scoreless in the rubber match. Welcome back here to Toronto, top of the fifth. Cubs batting in order, and Max Scherzer's third MLB game at Wrigley Field. Soriano, Terrio, Lee, Ramirez, Fukudome, Soto, Rosa, Johnson, and Dempster. Scherzer with Arizona at the time. The first pitch called strike, the Horner was a curve. 6 innings. A pretty good start in his third career start. And again, he was with Arizona at the time. Here's the 0-1 from Scherzer. Ground ball hit towards second. Bichette grabs it, flips over to first in time for out number 1. I rocketed that one over to first. One gone, that's going to bring up Willie Castro. That was pitch number 40 for Scherzer, by the way. He was through 4 in the third. Now after that ground out. Castro's 0 for 1 today. Scherzer is getting ready to. Here's the first pitch. Fastball up and away for ball 1. Scherzer only has 1 strikeout this afternoon. Here's a check set in the 1-0. Carter catches outside corner. That's a strike, 1-1. Scherzer in a pretty good rhythm right now. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now on the fastball. Power to pass Castro. Castro line out the right center to Miles Straw. Last at bat. Onto the warning track. Castro calls for time. Step back into the box. He's ready, so is Max. Here is the 1-2. Ground ball hit towards first. France grabs it. He'll flip to Scherzer, who covers, and that's out number 2. Catch the Cubs versus the Pirates August 15th to the 17th at Wrigley Field. That series begins tomorrow. Get your tickets at Cubs.com/tickets. Hopefully see you there. I'll bring up Dansby Swanson. He's the only man that reached base for the Cubs on a hit. And it was a double out towards left center field. First pitch from Scherzer. Up and in with that pitch, 1-0. Relocated there from Max. Go off it go from Swanson. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good fastball out of third. It's 1-1. Max gets the sign. Here's the 1-1. Changeup pulled foul on the ground. 1-2 now on Scherzer on Swanson. I imagine after the third time through the lineup, Cubs have got to try and get something going against Max. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball pulled foul again. Especially since Max can get through 5 innings with less than 50 pitches thrown. This will be his 49th pitch. Here's the 1-2. Low. Swanson thought about it, but he didn't go after it. It's 2-2 now. And Max will deliver the half-century pitch of the game today. Pitch number 50. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Scoreless in Toronto in this rubber match of this 3-game set. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Halfway home in Toronto, scoreless in the rubber match in Toronto. Welcome back here to Toronto, halfway home. Bottom of the fifth. Game today is being a really good pitcher's duel for both pitchers. As Boyd's first pitch to Bo Bichette is a strike right down the middle. Pitching-wise, Boyd 4 strikeouts tonight. Scherzer has 3 strikeouts and a walk issued. Both have 1 hit issued, and that's fastball missing in Bichette. It is currently 1-1. Bichette is a line drive. 1 hopper snagged by Bush. Throws over to first to the covering Boyd, and that's out number 1. So Bichette gets retired. Honoring a Ty France. He's 0 for 1 today. Boyd, 42 pitches at this point of the ball game. For France, struck out swinging in his last at bat. Dropped his average back down to 261. 6 homers, 46 RBIs with Toronto. Former Twin, first pitch from Boyd. Tapping his own changeup, that's a strike, 0-1. Boyd ready, here's the 0-1. Line drive left field, that's going to go foul, it's 0-2 now. There's a changeup at the knees. It's 0-2. Boyd gets the call. Here is that 0-2. Up and away with a fastball, 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. Brown will hit up the middle. Horner will grab it. He'll flip over to first, and that's 2 quick outs for Matthew Boyd here in the 5th. 2 outs is going to bring up Addison Barger. Barger struck out swinging as well. His first at bat. Boyd 46 pitches in his outing this afternoon. 4 2/3. Struck out 4 of the first 6. Has yet to strike out a batter since the second inning. Here's the first pitch to Barger. Jam shot, hit towards third. Shaw on the run, makes the play. Another quick inning. To the 6th we go in Toronto. Still scoreless in the rubber match of this 3-game set. Welcome back to Toronto. Top of the 6th. Getting ready. Max Scherzer up. Stole 50 pitches through 5 complete innings. So leading it off for the Cubs will be Matt Shaw, who made a nice play to end that bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 5th, sorry. Top of the 6th. Shaw struck out on his first at bat. 227 average now. Scherzer getting ready for his 6th inning of work. 50 pitches so far. Shaw will step in. And this time, I think he might have called timeout. Here's the first pitch from Scherzer. Curve rolling away for ball 1. Scherzer gets the check and the set. Here's the 1-0. And the over curve. That's a strike. 1-on-1 now on Shaw. Here is the 1-1. High fly ball, left field. Schneider on the track makes the catch for the first out. Shaw just missing another home run. That's out number 1, though. And that'll bring up Michael Busch. Busch 0 for 1 today. 0 for 2 today, sorry. Flown out and struck out. First pitch from Scherzer. High fly ball. This one's hit well. Right center field. That ball's going to go. Michael Busch, another home run. And the Cubs break the scoreless tie here in the top of the 6th with a home run. That was a hanger from Max Scherzer. Hanging breaking ball, 104.8 off the bat, exit velo. And Michael Busch, back-to-back games with a home run. He has tattoos on this one, and the Cubs take the lead here in the 6th. Just as we cross the 1 hour mark in this ballgame. He's in half. First pitch to him is fouled off. Strike 1. Boyd continues pitching like he has been, and might only need 1 run. Here's the 0-1. Happel this one out towards right center field. Hit well at the track, at the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Happel's going to go into second, and that's going to be a double. Back-to-back extra base hits for the Cubs. 1-2 hitters. and are now hitting the ball well off of Max. That was a changeup right down the middle. Half just missed a home run. And off the top of the wall, out in right center field. Oh, we have Kyle Tucker now, who's hitless. Back-to-back off-speed pitches getting tattooed against Scherzer. Tucker 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts today. That's from Scherzer. Fastball misses head high for ball 1. Scherzer gets the sign. Pitch clock running down. Here's the 1-0. Pop fly. Center field. Clement will call forward to make the catch for the second out. So 2 gone under of Carson Kelly. 0 for 1 today. He's lined out to Bo Bichette and he's walked. So he's reached base today. Scherzer about to deliver pitch number 59. Potentially 60 of his outing in this at bat. Here is that 59th pitch. Slider low for ball 1. Oh, and Casey on deck. Oh for 2 tonight. Here's the 1-0. High sky fly ball. Left side, Bichette will camp under it in just in fair territory and make the catch for the third out. But the Cubs strike first. Thanks to a Michael Busch home run. To the bottom of the 6th we go in Toronto. Cubs on top 1-0 in this rubber match of this 3-game series. Welcome back here to Toronto, bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs on top 1-0, courtesy of a Michael Busch solo home run to the top half of this inning. Matthew Boyd on for his 6th inning of work has had a really good outing so far. Only one hit, 1 base runner, 4 strikeouts has faced the minimum. First pitch to Miles Straw, outside corner called strike, 0-1. Owen Casey will lead off the top of the 7th. Here's the 0-1. Pop fly, and that's going to get out of play. 0-2 now in Straw. Owen attended Notre Dame in Burlington High School, or Burlington, Ontario. Here's the 0-2, the straw. And the dirt with a changeup, no off for 1-2 now. Pretty good hair on Owen. Early. There's a swing and miss, strike 3. Boyd picks up his 5th strikeout in his first since the 2nd inning. Okay, Straw has faced the minimum through 16 hitters. That was a changeup outer third. Just good pitch. Matthew Boyd is dealing against a pretty good Blue Jays lineup. Here's Taylor Heineman. He has the only hit of the game for the Blue Jays, so he pops this one out of play. There's a ground ball through the 3-4 hole in right field. Boyd, after the 2nd inning, has yet to throw a double-digit inning pitch count. He has 52 right now. Here's the 0-1. Flare to left. Happ goes back. Makes the catch for the 2nd out. We got Joey Loperfido. He's 0 for 1. And Boyd has retired 17 now. Of course, he had to get a double play to keep the minimum, but these 17 hitters. There's 17 outs. First pitch to Loperfido. That's low and in for ball 1. There's the 1-0. Off the plate, 2-0. Slider rolled away. Loperfido was the one that grounded out into a double play. Went Horner to Swanson the Bush. Here's the 2-0. Shafts that one foul. Bush about to deliver pitch number 57. Here is the 2-1 to Loperfido. Line drive right at Bush. Makes the catch. A little scary, but he does make the catch. That's out number 3. Went to the 7th in Toronto. 1-0 Cubs. Top 7 in Toronto, the Cubs leading the Blue Jays 1-0. Owen Cassidy was a part of the 2023 World Baseball Classic Canadian team. And he'll lead off, on Casey, he'll lead off the 7th inning and foul a high foul. Ball at the top of the zone. Strike one. Owens laying down and flown out, both to Dan Schneider out of left field. There's the 0-1 from Scherzer. Going away with a changeup. It's 1-1 now. Since May 31st at the Iowa Cubs, has 51 games, 333 average, 15 home runs, 429 on base, and 661 slugging for Owen, and 219 plate appearances. That's a nice curveball swing and a miss. 1-2 now in Casey. DHing tonight, or this afternoon. In the hole, 1-2. Here is the pitch. Fastball head high, no offer. It's 2-2 now. By the way, Matthew Boyd's bottom of the 6th was just his third double-digit pitches in an inning. It's a 2-2. Ground ball pulled foul. He was at 10. He's thrown 12, 10 8s, 6, and then another 10. It's 2-2 on Casey. We pitch number 66 for Scherzer in his outing. Here's the sign and a 2-2 from Scherzer. Again goes head high, no offer from Casey. It's full now. Cubs hit the ball a little hard off of Scherzer last inning, including the home run. Might be seeing some now. Here's a 3-2. Curveball line to right, and it's going to be foul as France collided with the first base umpire. A hold for time to see if that was the right call. Almost was touched by France. It did not. France did not touch him, and it's 3-2. Here's a 3-2 to Casey. Line drive again, left field, right to Dan Schneider. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 1. Well, he likes Dan Schneider, and he's gone opposite field. But all 3 hits to no avail. Or bring up Nico Hoerner. He's 0 for 2. Hoerner hits this one on the hard. That's going to get through the 3-4 hole for a base hit. Just a third hit of the game for the Cubs and the first for Nico Hoerner. 4th hit of the game, sorry. Willie Castro, he's hitless tonight. He's 0 for 2. Scherzer about to deliver pitch number 70 of his outing. He'll come set. And a pitch. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Strike 1. Oh, and 1 on Castro. Scherzer gets the sign. 3 on the pitch clock. 1 on the pitch clock. He gets it off. Cutter misses up and then he hits Castro. It's 1-1 now. Castro's lined out to the center and grounded out today. Sitting 239 with the Cubs. 1-1. Fly ball, center field. Straw going back a touch. Cam Sunderland makes the catch for the second out. So 2 gone here in the top of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Dansby Swanson. 1 for 2 today, has a double. That was the first hit of the game for either team. It was a Line drive into the left center field gap. Straw cut it off and went to the wall. A chance here to maybe put on a hit and run or steal, try and get something going. Warner stole a couple bags last night. Ground ball right back to Scherzer. He'll flip to first. One opposite to France, and that's out number 3. Stretch time in Toronto. Cubs still on top, 1-0. Welcome back here to Toronto. The game summary so far. Pitcher's duel here. Matthew Boyd against Max Scherzer. Boyd about to pitch his 7th inning. Scherzer already did that. 4 hits for Scherzer, 1 for Boyd. Only 1 run, and that was earned the Michael Busch home run. First pitch goes back to the backstop against Dan Schneider. It's a ball. In terms of strikeouts, Boyd has 5. Scherzer has 3. Boyd had 4 through the first 6 hitters and has only gotten 1 since. There's the 1-0 to Schneider. Fastball blowing in, ball 2. Schneider today struck out swinging, and he's pulling out the center. Schneider will ask for time. It's a 2-0 count. Actually, no, he will not ask for time. It's a new ball. They're trying to get a new ball back to Boyd. Boyd gets the sign. Here's the 2-0. Up and away, 3 straight pitches missing for Boyd. Davis Schneider made a nice diving catch to Rob Owen Casey of his Major League debut. His first appearance, that's ball 4, and that is the first walk issued from Boyd today. Last night, saw Cade had a really good start going, and they kind of got fatigued in the 6th inning. Even though you've only thrown 61 pitches, your strategy has to be different because this is the 3rd time the lineup has faced you now. Right, definitely going to be more patient. Clement shows bunt. He'll get it down. Boyd's just going to have a play at first and makes the play. So Clement does his job, moves Schneider over to second. He was 0 for 2 today. Run out and a line out. Good play from Boyd and a good bunt from Clement. Runner in scoring position now for the Blue Jays. First pitch of Vladdy, here it is. Ground ball, chop foul, and a changeup. A lot of good mix of pitches for Boyd. Only 20 balls thrown today for Matthew. 43 strikes. Boyd waiting, gets to sign. Comes set. 3 on the pitch clock. Here's the 0-1. Line drive foul, and 2 now on Vladdy. Here is the 0-2 from Boyd. Curveball hit well, left field, left center field. That ball is gonna go. 2-run home run for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and just like that, it's 2-1 Blue Jays. His 20th home run of the season. That was a hanging breaking ball, outer third, and Vladdy tattoos it into the left center field seats at 106.5 miles per hour at a distance of about 402 feet. That was a curve, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just destroyed that. Out second row, out there in left center field. The home run jacket put on him, and for Matthew, that's his first mistake. Here's Bichette, fouls it off. Well, now the strategy completely changes if you're Chicago. You were up 1-0, smooth sailing, and now Boyd, 4 uncompetitive pitches, walks Schneider, or that's slow to Bichette. Basically throws a prayer of a hanging breaking ball to Vladdy, and he just tattoos it out of there. It's 1-1 on Bichette. Here is that 1-1. Swings through a changeup. It's 1-2 now. Bichette trying to hit that one out of the dome. The Cubs were to lose today. They drop a half game to Milwaukee, the 1-2. Fly ball out of play. They sit 7.5 back in Milwaukee. A loss today, they would drop to 8 back. Before the Cubs face Pittsburgh this weekend, the 1-2. That's in the dirt, 2-2. And then they begin that key 5-game series against Milwaukee starting Monday. A doubleheader, and then a normal 3 games after that. It was originally supposed to be a 4-game set. It's now 5 because of the rainout. And it's 3-2 now on Bichette. Three and 2, 72nd pitch of the outing for Boyd. Another foul ball. Curious to see if John Schneider goes to the bullpen for the 8th inning. Max Scherzer has a pretty good pitch count, but Cubs have started to hit him a little bit. Here's the 3-2. Chopper off the mound. Boyd will grab it. He'll turn, throw to first in time for the second out. So 2-gun outer of Ty France. Struck out and grounded out today. That's the call. Here's the first pitch from Boyd. Backdoor curve off the plate for ball 1. Blue Jays are getting some work up in that bullpen right now. Here's the 1-0. France fouls off the fastball, 1-1 now. Here is the 1-1 from Matthew Boyd. Flies that out of play. 1-2 now on France. 1:20 start time tomorrow in Pittsburgh against Pittsburgh at Wrigley. Here's the 1-2. Up and away with a fastball. 2-2 now in France. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-1 Toronto. Bottom of the 7th. A 2-run home run from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in this inning. It's been the difference in this game now. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball hit hard down the line. Shaw grabs it. He'll throw to first in time for the 3rd out. But the Cubs squandered the lead they had. Well, to the 8th in Toronto. 2-1 Blue Jays. Welcome here back to Toronto, Rogers Center. Cubs trail the Blue Jays now 2-1, courtesy of a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 2-run home run off of Matty Boyd. A backdoor curve went over the middle of the plate, and Vladdy just tattooed it to the left center field seats, about the 2nd or 3rd row. Max Scherzer on for the 8th inning of work. First pitch to Matt Shaw is a strike. However, a lefty, Michael Busch, on deck. This might be his last batter Scherzer faces. The lefty in the bullpen. Here's the 0-1 to Shaw. Going away with a slider. 1-1 now. That was just number 75 for Scherzer in terms of pitches. He's worked to complete 7 so far. Here's the 1-1. Hot fly out of play. 1-2 now. Or John Schneider might just let him go, try and get a complete game. Who knows? I don't think they would, because Busch has the home run, the only run driven in for the Cubs off of Scherzer, which is why I think the lefty is going to come in and in for Scherzer after this at bat. Here's his 1-2. Change up in the dirt, no offer from Shaw. 2-2 now. Shaw 0 for 2 today. He's struck out and flown out. Scherzer gets the sign. Comes set. The check. The 2-2. Line drive for left field. It's tailing. It is going to be fair. Shaw's going to head to the 2nd. This is going to be a leadoff double for Matt Shaw. And the Cubs in business with the leadoff double for Matt Shaw. Get me over curve. And Shaw gets on top of it, pulls it down the line. I'm going to bring up Michael Busch. And that's going to be it for Max Scherzer. Schneider's going to come out. Scherzer will depart. We'll be back. 2-1. Blue Jays, but the Cubs are threatening. Two-one Toronto on top over the Cubs here in the top of the 8th inning, but Matt Shaw double the leadoff inning off of Max Scherzer. Has the Cubs in potential business here. Scherzer's night is done after that at bat. And a pinch hitter, Seiya Suzuki, is going to come in for Michael Busch, sorry. So that's going to keep it righty-lefty, so you risk that. If you're Toronto, that pitching change. Pete Walker's going to come out to talk with Brendan Little now to go over to scouting report. And because of this pinch hitting change, Suzuki and Happ are two righties, so Little's going to have to face a couple of righties in his outing, which could be good for the Cubs. Tucker is the third man that he will face. In terms of substitutions, unsure where Seiya will slot in due to being first base. Going to assume one of the outfielders is going to come in and play first base. Maybe there's a swing and a miss for strike one. It might be Seiya only gets the at-bat and comes out of the game. PCA comes in for in center. And it's 1-1 now on Suzuki. And Willie Castro comes in and plays first base. It's possible. Here's the 1-1. And the dirt 2-1 now. Seiya, 249 average in 114 games this season, 27 home runs, 85 RBIs. Like most of the Cubs in this lineup, had a really good first half of the season, and second half has just not been kind to Chicago. 2-1. Off the plate, it's 3-1 now to Suzuki. Seiya's career pinch hitting, 2 for 3, a home run. He's walked 4 times in his 7 appearances at the plate. 3-1. Ground ball, pulled foul. It's full now. So full count. Pretty big pitch coming up. You got to get 1 out. Curious to see Schneider might also intentionally walk Happ and try and get Tucker. That's almost a wild pitch. Heineman able to stop it. That's ball 4. See, well, because of the walk, they're not going to load the bases for Tucker. So if they got Seiya out, I wonder if Schneider would have considered the intentional walk for Happ to face Tucker with one out with the lefty. But now there's runners on first and second for Ian Happ. 1 for 3 today, has a double. That double was back in the 6th inning. Corner infielders are playing in. And pickup attempts, or not even a pickup attempt, a disengagement for Little. Happ is showing bunt, and he bunts it off of himself. It's foul. Cubs trying to play some fundamental baseball right here. Move the runner over. Move both runners over, I should say. And the Blue Jays, you're probably thinking just get one out. Don't try and force something. And another foul ball on a bunt. 0-2 now on Happ. That's the risky run. You try and bunt. And you miss it twice. It's not going to show bunt anymore, I have to assume. He doesn't. The 0-2. Spikes it, and it gets away from Heineman. He doesn't know where it's at. It's going to go to the wall. That's going to be a wild pitch. Little just spikes it. I mean, Heineman almost didn't even touch it. Now they'll put runners on first, and so now you got the bunt without anything else. Now the infield for Toronto has to play in. Here's the 1-2 to Happ. Again spikes it. It's 2-2 now. You really got to consider not throwing those pitches now if you're Little and Heineman. I mean, that's not even getting to the plate. Little's just not getting the release point there. And the 2 strikes were because of foul bunts. 2-2 on Happ. The pitch from Little. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch on a changeup. That's out number 1. Oh, Kyle Tucker. See if Tucker tries to pull one on the ground or through the air. Infield is going to stay in. Protect that 1-run lead here in the 8th. Tucker's grounded out twice and popped out. Probably looking for the pop out here. Or a ground ball hit relatively hard right at a player. He'll swing and pop this one up left field. Foul side. That's going to get out of play. Strike 1. Kelly on deck. I don't think Little is going to be facing Kelly. Yeah, McGuire as a backup catcher, but you really prefer him not hitting over Kelly, and Kelly is a good defender too. So in 1, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup 0-2. Just wailed at that one. Uncompetitive swing. Actually, that was actually a slider. Very tight. Tucker's swing looked like he was tight. The 0-2. In the dirt, good block from Heineman. No offer from Tucker. It's 1-2 now. Infield still in. Outfield a touch in. Kelly on deck. The 1-2. In the dirt again. 2-2 now. Big battle going on. Here is the 2-2. He foul tips into the glove. Throw to third from Heineman. Shot got back in time safely. And with 2 outs, that's going to bring up Carson Kelly. And Schneider's going to come out. That's going to be it for Little. No, it wasn't pretty, but he does actually do his job. Gets at least 2 outs. World apart. Domingos will come in. 2-1 Toronto in Toronto. Welcome back here to Toronto. The Cubs are threatening, but they have not scored yet. They have runners on second and third, 2 outs. They had runners on first and second, nobody out. And then it changed from second and third to nobody out to now 2 outs. Sir Anthony Domingos is in for Toronto. First pitch to Carson Kelly is a ground ball pulled foul. But back-to-back strikeouts from Brendan Little. Under job. Owen Casey is on deck. Here's the 0-1. Foul ball. 0-2 now on Carson Kelly. Crowd getting loud. Getting up. 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-1, 2 on for the Cubs. Here's the 0-2 from Domingos. Up, and it nearly hits Kelly. It's 1-2 now. That was an off-speed pitch. That was a changeup, and that one nearly clipping the bill of Kelly's helmet. A little scary. He'll regather himself. He'll step back in the box. 1-2 now. Domingos comes set, the 1-2. Line drive, left field. It's tailing. It's foul. That would have been a home run if it was fair. Did not have it had the launch angle barely. But more importantly, it had the speed and the distance. It looked like it was a changeup. 106.8 off the bat. A foul ball. It's 1-2. 2 outs, 2-1 Toronto, top of the eighth. A 1-2. Off the play with a slider, 2-2 now. About 5 o'clock Toronto time. It's almost 4 o'clock Chicago time to 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Fastball off the plate. Kelly chased after it. Cubs strand two in scoring position. They don't score. To the bottom eighth we go. 2-1 Blue Jays. Welcome back to Toronto. Our quality start for Matthew Boyd. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, but the 2-run home run from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been the difference. 5 strikeouts. For the first 6 he faced, he struck out. He gave up 1 walk, only threw 78 pitches, but pitched through 7. Drew Pomeranz is on the mound now for the Cubs, and Justin Turner has come in for Seiya Suzuki to replace him at first base. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Pomeranz scheduled to face the middle or the bottom half of the Blue Jays lineup. And the first pitch from Pomeranz, the Barger, catches the outside corner for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Touch inside, 1-1 now on Barger. One popped out of play, 1-2 now. Pomeranz gets the call. Here's the 1-2. Flare to center field. That's going to drop in front of Castro for a single. Barger reaches. An old duck line drive. I don't know, we got Miles Straw. See if they pinch hit for him. They're not going to. It might see a bunt. Straw's going to ask for time. Got a pinch runner at first base. Dalton Varsho's coming in for Barger. Miles Straw 0 for 2 today. Pick up attempt to first. Varsho's back in time. Varsho has good speed, but if I'm Toronto, I'm considering trying to lay one down with Straw. Straw also has good speed, so if you get a really good bunt, you can get a bunt single. Just try and lay one down. Give yourself an opportunity. Straw will not offer out a bunt. Pitches off the plate by Pomeranz, and it's a ball. Maybe because of the speed, you're thinking maybe you can get a single. He does look for a bunt. Oh, that's a strike. Straw didn't like it. That definitely was off the pitch. Off the plate. Couple inches. 1-1 now on Straw. Here's the pitch. Does lay it down. It's a good one. Throw to first. Just getting Straw. Turner throwing to Horner. It is a sacrifice. Barely getting that play though. Pomeranz falling off towards the third base side, so he had no chance at it. But at first, just getting Straw half a step. One out, that's going to bring up Taylor Heineman, switch hitter. Kirk getting a full day off. First pitch from Pomeranz in the dirt for ball one. Heineman 1 for 2 today, has a single. Hitting .342 now on the season with Toronto. So 1-0. Ground ball hit back up towards the middle. Swanson grabs it, will fire to first. That's out number 2. Varsho will take third. So the Blue Jays have an insurance run 90 feet away, and it's going to be up to Alejandro Kirk. He's coming in for Loperfido. See if Council counters with a righty. He will not. Tommy Hotovy is going to come out and talk with Alejandro Kirk. I have to imagine Heineman's going to move over to where Loperfido was. And Kirk is going to move in behind the plate. Or Heineman's going to come out of the game and they're going to replace him with someone somewhere else defensively. Big insurance run. Kirk has driven in a run in this series. There's a chance to drive in another one. Here's the pitch. Looks like a curve and inside corner for a strike. After the third out, we will discuss some scores around the league. Not many games going on right now, and not many games overall today for MLB. Here's the 0-1. That's high. It's 1-1. Kirk will call for time. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt. Kirk started to go, but he holds back. It's 2-1 now. For the Cubs, it's going to be Casey, Horner, and Castro and the top of the ninth. Barring no substitutions, it's 3-1 now on Kirk. If Kirk were to reach, it'll be Dan Snyder. Facing the lefty, that'll be a pretty big opportunity to 3-1. That catches the corner. It's full now. Definitely caught the corner. Kirk did not like it, but it did catch it. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on, 2-1. Blue Jays, bottom of the 8th. Pomeranz trying to get out of this inning without another run scoring. Here's a 2-1. Kirk fouls it off. Pomeranz gets the sign for 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big at bats. Blue Jays strand an insurance run on third. To the 9th we go in Toronto. It's 2-1 Cubs. We got some scoreboards to talk about. On the screen, you'll be able to see it right now. Only game today. And that's the Mariners against the Orioles. The Orioles are on top 5-2 in the top of the 6th inning. And games running out the nightcaps. Miami against Cleveland. Miami blew out Cleveland last night. They're going to be getting underway here in about an hour and 35 minutes. Philly and Washington, they're going to go at it against each other. 6:45 Eastern, that's 5:45 Central. The Mets and the Braves, they played after a rain delay. They had a long game last night. They're back at it again tonight in just about 2 hours. Tigers and Twins, a little over 2 hours, getting underway at 6:40 p.m. Central Time. And then the D-backs and the Rockies finishing out the nightcap, 8:40 Eastern, 7:40 Central. To finish the game. So, the Cubs trailing 2-1. Looks like Jeff Hoffman's going to be into the game to close it out. Looks like Nathan Lucas is going to get some work in right field. And Varsho's going to go center field. Shaw's going to go to left. Oh, 0-2 now on Cassie. Hoffman trying to close it out. The 0-2. Check this swing. They say he went. That's out number 1. Casey, a hitless debut so far. And I imagine that's going to change, or that's going to stay the same. Andres Jimenez is in the game to play second, too, so a lot of changes. First pitch to Horner, ground ball up the middle, that'll get through for a base hit. First pitch single for Nico Horner, and the Cubs have a man on with 1 out. That's going to be the tying run, and that's going to bring up Willie Castro. Wonder if Council's going to go with PCA here. Can I give him a clutch at bat, maybe? They're going to stick with Castro, though. Castro 0 for 3 today, 2 flyouts and a ground out. Warner leaning. Does not go. Castro fouls off the fastball. Strike 1. And I assume they're going to try and take a stab at stealing here. Third baseman Clement is in, and time is called by Castro. He's swinging at the first pitch. That was a pitch pretty much right down the middle. Probably would have been the best opportunity to bunts. Horner. Pickoff attempt to first. Horner's back in time. That's the first disengagement. Cubs in danger of dropping another series in a row. They have not won a series since Baltimore came to Chicago. Warner getting in a big extra step, goes back, pitch, fouled off by Castro. It's 0-2 now. That was a few series ago. They have not won a series since Milwaukee, or since that series, and Milwaukee. They played at Milwaukee after that. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's out number 2. The Cubs are down to their final out. A fastball, middle cut. Castro just missed it. That's going to bring up Swanson. There's a clutch hitter at times. Can he be clutch here? Has an extra base hit today. It's a double. 1-run lead. Pitch from Hoffman. Fastball low and away for ball 1. Stay tuned for after the game. We're going to go over a brief stats, look at the stats, and wrap it up for the show. And for the audio broadcast of the Cubs Blue Jays. Here's the 1-0. Horner's going to go. Pitch is off the plate. Pitch gets past Heineman, and Horner might have had a chance to go to third, but he did not. I think it was Andres Jimenez. Yeah, that was a good play from Jimenez. He acted like he caught it, and then acted like he was ready to tag him. Horner didn't realize it. But the tying run is in scoring position now. The 2-0 to Swanson. Good slider. That's a strike. 2-1. Cubs are down to their final 2 strikes. Cubs are 0 for 11 with runners on base today. Blue Jays are 1 for 4. The 2-1. Front door slider. That's a strike. 2-2. Swanson talks to Siegel briefly. It takes time. That was a strike. That was a good pitch. Cubs down to their final strike this afternoon. The 2-run home run as of right now by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the 7th has been the difference. And now time is called by Heineman. He's going to come out to talk with Hoffman. Prior to trying to figure out what kind of pitch you want to throw here in this spot. I consider something like a changeup, something with downward movement where Swanson can get on top of and roll over the end of the game. You could also just go straight power and try and power it past Swanson and get that strikeout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-1 Toronto. 1 on second. That's Nico Horner. He's in scoring position. Hoffman comes set. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end today's ball game. Dansby Swanson goes down swinging, and the Cubs drop the game and the series. 2 hours and 6 minutes as your time of game. And another disappointing series loss for the Cubs. We now drop back officially to 8 back of Milwaukee. Max Scherzer will get the win, and Matthew Boyd will get the loss, and Mr. Hoffman will pick up the save. Tune in here in about 30 seconds. We'll discuss the stats and more after this. Once again, Cubs lose 2-1 in Toronto. Alrighty, welcome back here. It's time to wrap up the broadcast with some post-game stats. Cubs lose 2-1 against Toronto, and for the Cubs, this marks another series loss. And as a matter of fact, the last series win they had, like we said, was against Baltimore. That was the last series when they had. That was in August. That was after the Milwaukee series. And it's been a pretty abysmal stretch for the Cubs. But regardless, they still have a wild card position at this point in time. They're not out of this divisional race yet. Of course, it's going to have to take the Brewers losing some games for them to have a chance, which coming up, they have a 5-game series. If the Cubs somehow take all 5, this divisionally could go down to like 3 or 4 games, so who knows. But final stats, no runs scored until the 6th inning, the top of the 6th. Michael Busch, a solo shot. That was the only scoring for the Cubs today. In the bottom of the 7th, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., a 2-run home run off of Matthew Boyd, a hanging curveball, made it 2-1. That was the only scoring for the Blue Jays. For a final line of 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for Chicago, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Toronto. For the individual stats for the Cubs, Michael Busch, 1 for 3 today, a run and an RBI. That was the home run man with a strikeout. Seiya Suzuki got a walk in his plate appearance, pinch hitting, and Justin Turner came in defensively. Ian Happ went 1 for 4 today with a strikeout. Kyle Tucker went 0 for 4 today with a strikeout. Carson Kelly went 0 for 3, a walk and a strikeout. Owen Casey, to make it his major league debut, went 0 for 4, hit 3 of his 4 plate appearances. He hit flares and a line drive out to left to Dan Schneider, but Dan Schneider making all the catches. Casey also struck out once. Nico Horner went 2 for 4 today. Willie Castro went hitless today, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Dansby Swanson went 1 for 4 today with 2 strikeouts, ending the game with 1. At Shaw went 1 for 3 today with a strikeout. For a total of 33 at-bats, 1 run, 6 hits, 1 RBI, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. Shaw, Swanson, and Happ had doubles. The home run for Michael Busch. Total bases, Shaw, Swanson each had 2. Busch had 4. Horner and Happ also had 2. Horner also had a stolen base, his 22nd of the season, and the Cubs left 7 men on base. For the Blue Jays now, Dan Schneider, 0 for 2 today, a run scored, a walk, and a strikeout. Andres Jimenez came in defensively. Ernie Clement, 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. went 1 for 3 today, 2 RBIs, and that was the home run. That was the difference maker in this game. Bo Bichette went 0 for 3 today. Ty France went 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Addison Barger went 1 for 3 today with a strikeout. Dalton Varsho came in defensively for him. Miles Straw went 0 for 2 today, had a sac bunt and a strikeout. Taylor Heineman went 1 for 3 today. Joey Loperfido went 0 for 2 for today. Came in for an at-bat and he struck out, and Nathan Lucas came in defensively. For a total of 24 at-bats, 2 hit runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. The offense for the Cubs did not do anything. The home run went to Vladdy. Total bases, Heineman had 1, Vladdy had 4, Barger had 1. Sack bunt for Clement and Straw, and the Blue Jays left 1 man on base. The pitching line, Cubs only used 2 pitchers. Matthew Boyd went 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. Both were earned. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run. Drew Pomeranz came in for the 8th. They have 1 hit, struck out 1, nothing else. For a total of 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeout, and a home run. Matthew Boyd picking up the loss. For Toronto, Max Scherzer doing what he does best. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run. That run was earned. Walked 1, struck out 3, gave up the home run. Brendan Little, his command was off a little bit. Went 2/3 of an inning. Walked 1, struck out 2. Sir Anthony Dominguez finished that inning with a third of an inning with a strikeout. And then Jeff Hoffman came in for the save. Went 1 inning, gave 1 hit. All 3 outs were on the strikeout ball. So 9 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, 1 home run given up. Once again, final 2-1. Toronto wins it. They take the series against the Cubs 2-1. Tune in tomorrow on Shy Sports Live for the game 1 of the 3-game cast series versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Might be the only broadcasted game of the series. Once again, Cubs lose 2-1 in today's game and in the series 2-1. That'll do it for a final time from Chicago. Shy Sports Live, signing off. Thank you for tuning in, and see ya.